If you've been wondering what lies beneath the Instagram-washed facade of Santorini Islands, then here is my guide for a laid-back 5-day-long holiday in two beautiful villages in these islands, which is Fira and Oia. To be honest, I was quite reluctant to visit the islands as well because all my ideas relating to Santorini was formed solely by the pictures seen in Instagram or any other social media, or why even traditional media or the movies that we watch, and I was quite bored with it. However, I did know that my family would love it, and I happened to be right. Of course, not to gloat over here, but I did enjoy it too because we didn't follow the traditional ways of doing this trip right. Rather, we had our own twist to it. So I hope you enjoy this too. Here we go. Since all my family, none of us drive, we decided to choose Fira as our base and go forward and explore the islands from there. And we managed to find a great luck with this hotel. It's 18 City Villas. You can check it out for great deals, but this is not the only good hotel over there. There are many other good hotels which is well connected to the high street nearby, to the transportation links and bus stations, and this happened to work out very well for us. Day one, which is the day of our arrival, the first thing I noticed after landing was the smell of eucalyptus drifting throughout the air. And it was a pleasant surprise for me actually, because I had only ever experienced this scent in Uttakamun or Ooty, which is a lovely hill station in southern India. Curious, I did inquire about the reason why this was planted, and I learned that these were introduced in the 19th century, especially in Greece, throughout Greece, to drain the marshy areas and reduce malaria outbreaks, as the roots of eucalyptus trees, they do absorb a lot of water. So I found that quite fascinating, and it was great smelling too. Of course, being a foodie, after arriving over in the airport, we were famished and we immediately made our way towards the local cuisine. So we went forward and tried the tzatziki. Tzatziki was the best finds of 2025 for me in my life, and I realized how we all get conned, at least in the UK, especially in the supermarkets which sell the tzatziki dips, and compared to what I ate in Greece, I was completely bowled over, and I still can't stop speaking about it. Of course, we also wanted to try something sweet as well, and we went forward and tried the lovely lukumades. So lukumades are basically fried donuts, and of course it's much more tastier, different taste, and it's, when I say different taste, different to an usual donut that you get. We ended the day by taking a sneak peek at the caldera views, which was quite close to our hotel. Of course, we were completely bowled over with everything that was there, the shops and the sunset views that were available. Although these aren't the stereotypical photographical spots over here, it was a pleasant walk nonetheless, and it helped us get a preview of what was yet to follow in the next 4 days that we continued to stay in Santorini. We booked a full day guided tour on day 2 because we wanted to get an idea of the key spots in Santorini, and of course it was also a good option for us as we don't drive and we wanted to have a comfortable journey moreover, and at the same time see the key spots. That way we could decide what would be the best course of action for us to do over the remaining of the days. Being a nerd for archaeology, acrotiri was a personal highlight for me. Did you know this ancient civilization unearthed over here was matriarchal? This preserved multi-story houses, drainage systems and breathtaking wall paintings were incredible, and it is a must visit in my honest opinion. The site is about 20 hectares, though only part of it is excavated. I particularly loved seeing how toilets were designed thousands of years ago. Santorini has over 20 wineries, and although I don't drink, I was quite curious to go and see what exactly do these wineries consist of, because I knew that my partner would enjoy it. So we both fell in love with this dessert wine, Vin Santo. It was amazing, and it's something which we never tried before. It's totally worth the hype. So if you go over there, Vin Santo is something that you could get over and come as a souvenir. But my personal favorite in the winery section was a non-alcoholic drink. Surprise. Actually, it was a sour cherry drink. It was so beautiful, and the taste still lingers in my tongue. I managed to get something from a local supermarket here, and I was absolutely conned. But nonetheless, I regret not getting the sour cherry drink from Santorini. But if you go over there, please do go and try. Oia was the last stop in this full day tour. We saw hordes of people going towards the sunset spots, but that wasn't really my cup of tea, because I wanted to enjoy sunset but not necessarily capture the sunset over a photograph. So I would suggest that if you're really not keen on social media, just go and explore the picturesque town. And my two favorites over there was this shop, Epilecton. It was a beautiful shop, and it had lots of rare finds. In fact, I managed to get one of the paintings by this famous artist, Suzuki Harunobu. Yeah, of course, it's not the original painting, but a magazine print of it, which has come out really well in my rooms. And the owner, he made the experience even more beautiful. Although we weren't allowed to film inside, he managed to explain the history of how the shop came to be found, and what are the odd bits and bobs that he has, and what are the true antique finds that you can't find anywhere else. So Epilecton is a must-go shop in Oia if you happen to go over there. Of course, while staying in Oia, Lolita Gelato was absolutely delicious. I've always known that Italians have a good reputation for gelato, but Greek people do have too. These flavors were so good, and I can't seem to find flavors like this anywhere else in the UK over here. So please do give this shop a try if you're over there as well. Day 3, after a busy day on day 2, we decided to take things a bit slower. Instead of battling crowds for the sunset view, we booked a sunset cruise, which is a recommended activity whilst you're there in the islands. As part of this trip, we did stop for swims, and even though my partner couldn't swim, the captain was very encouraging. We just, got a life jacket on for her, and she completely loved it. And watching the sun sink below the horizon from the open water, completely uninterrupted, that was an experience that we never thought was possible, but it was so beautiful. And the monies that we paid towards affording this trip was completely worth it. Of course, no day is complete without a dessert. So we visited the famous Solo Gelato, and although the name is Solo Gelato, we tried the famous Greek yogurt, frozen Greek yogurt, and mamma mia, God, I seem to have taken a pause even when I think about it right now. It was so bloody good. And once we visited the shop over there, which was closer to our hotel as well, we couldn't stop going throughout the duration of our stay in Santorini. So please do ignore thoughts about your calories or anything else, and go to this shop and enjoy the frozen yogurt, which you can't taste anywhere else. No trip to Santorini is complete without visiting the iconic Atlantis bookshop. It's relaxed, overflowing with books in English, Greek, and other European languages. And this iconic independent bookshop opened in the early 2000s was opened by a group of friends when they realized there was no bookstore on the island. Of course, there was no pretentiousness when we entered in over here, and it was quite evident that the owners were just a group of people who loved stories and stories from various cultures. I picked up 2 different titles from this trip just to remember what the Hellenic culture is all about. And I hope this was a good pick, because I was told that these were 2 great books. But nonetheless, the overall layout of the shop and the vibe that we got from there, and with the exquisite items which they sell over there, including the first editions and the original editions of many classics, was breathtaking. Say, for someone like my partner who's never read a book or wanted to read a book, she was completely astounded in this place. Day 5, which was our last day, we focused on shopping, because we've had some good experience by visiting all the key sites, having a sun-drenched day in a good yacht. So we thought we should discover the local shopping scene and see what we could get for our home. Trying to find new souvenirs for our home, the only challenge in Santorini was most of the art pieces that we were trying to acquire were on the pricier side, and that wasn't something we expected. We were told that Santorini is an expensive place and things can be quite exorbitant, but until we went over there, we didn't realize how expensive it was. And finding affordable quality items in the range of, say, 100 to 200 euros was tricky, but our search for it eventually succeeded in the local stores over here. If you're planning a laid-back and authentic trip to experience the Hellenic culture in Santorini, I hope this guide helps you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed it. And of course, please do not forget the tzatziki and the lucuma days. And of course, Santorini is not just based on its food, it's also based on other unique aspects as well. Please do comment the ones which you liked, and I wish you a good journey.